Okay, everybody. Today I'm doing a tier list on every single BFDI episode from BFDI to TPOT. Um, this is to celebrate the 12-year anniversary of BFDI, and yeah, I just want to list a quick few rules about this list. The first rule, uh BFDI is back, and paper towels won't be counted on this list because, well, BFDI is back is literally just, um, uh, an announcement for IDFB one, and I don't think it's fair for an announcement of an episode to be considered an episode, uh, uh, um, to be rated among like actual episodes. I also won't be rating paper towels because it doesn't even have any voice acting in it, so I don't think it's fair to rate it amongst the other episodes. Also, another rule is this is the first part of a three-part series. I won't be ranking every single episode in one video because that will take way too long. So I'm gonna split it up into three parts. Since there are 69 episodes in all of uh, BF, BFDI. I'm not joking. There actually are 69 episodes if I'm excluding BFDI is back and paper towels along with the announcement for BFDI 5B. There are a total of 69 episodes. So the way I'll split them up is that in the first part, which is this part, I'll be ranking all of BFDI. In the second part, I'll be rating BFDI 1 to BFB 16, and then for the final part, I'll be rating BFB 17 to TPOT 1. Um, and yeah, that's all the rules for this list. And yeah, before we start, I would just like to say happy 12-year anniversary BFDI, and yeah, let's get started. So, first episode on our list we have the BFDI 1A Take the Plunge, and I'd say it's pretty good. Uh, it's a decent way to start off the series, and although this is the first episode, it's not too bad. Not too bad. Um, the part two to BFDI one. Uh, Actually, I'll give it a B, but it's a very low B. Um, this is more interesting of an episode than BFDI one because it's like okay, so BFDI one on A is like is like introducing the characters, and like BFDI one B is like the challenge. So of course it's more interesting. Like we got to see more of the characters, and they're actually like competing, you know. But yeah, I really like this. Uh, BFDI two, I forgot the name for it, but I'd say it's pretty good. I'd say it's pretty good. Um, I'd say it's a lot better challenge than BFDI 1B, and it's just really entertaining since considering that the challenge was an obstacle course, and we got to see like the characters like hanging out in groups and not like with their team. BFDI 3, I'm gonna give it like a low C. Like personally, I didn't really like this episode, but then when I rewatched it, it wasn't that bad. Like, I mean, it's really just the contestants taking a test for an episode. I mean, there were some redeeming qualities to it, like the elimination and honestly Snowball. Like Snowball in like early BFDI, he like BFB BFDI 3 to 6. He's just so unironically funny. It kind of saves the episode, if I'm gonna be completely honest. Um, but yeah, that's where I'd say BFB 3 is. Uh, BFDI 4 Sweet Tooth. Okay, it's kind of in the same. I'd say like you know what I said about BFBI 3. It's kind of like that, but it's just better. Like I feel like the characters are better here than BFDI 3 because here they're just taking a test and here they're making cake. Like I know it's kind of similar, but I feel like Snowball was better here, and you know like you know how he said, and Snowball is just so unironically funny, and BFB 3 to 6. It can save an episode overall. I think it works here in BFDI 4 too. I'd say it probably works the best in BFDI 3 and 5, but it really helps here too. Um, yeah, I'd say this is a pretty good episode. That is not good enough to be here. Uh, BFDI 5, I think it's called Bridge Crossing if I'm correct. Uh, I'll give it a B, uh, above uh, Take the Plunge Part 2. Uh, I'd say okay. It's kind of boring. Not if I'm not gonna lie. But Snowball and like other contestants like really saved this episode from being just pretty boring. Uh, I guess same could be said about BFB 6. I mean BFBI 6. Personally, I'd say it's probably better than. Actually, you know what? I think BFBI 2 is better because well, they're kind of similar in the same way. I mean, and they kind of have the same challenge idea, but I would say you know what, I'll put it above BFDI 2 because like I said, they have the same challenge idea, but I think BFDI 6 does it better because well, it feels because the contestants are split up into groups that are like chosen. They're not like uh joining and leaving groups like in BFDI 2, which I think makes it more interesting, especially like Snowball's group. Like I know I said Snowball is like pretty unironically funny in BFDI 3 to 6. It was to save an episode, but I just really like Snowball here. Like he's extremely funny. Okay, like I'd say in like unironic funny Snowball moments, it's probably the best here. Then it's a tie between BFDI 3 and 5. And then the worst would probably be uh 4 for how many times I personally think Snowball is funny and saves an episode. But I just really like BFDI 6. BFDI 7, on the other hand, I don't really like it. Like it's a pretty short episode if I'm gonna be completely honest, and it was kind of interesting since no one was eliminated in the episode. Actually, wait, no. This was the episode where nobody was eliminated. I'm pretty sure. Um, yeah, but I don't think there's anything good about it. But okay, the only interesting part is that the Squashy Grapes got to choose a loser on their team, and that kind of foreshadowed their performance in BFDI BFDI 8 to some extent, but I don't really like episode 7 of BFDI because it just feels pretty boring, you know. At least these episodes have some redeeming qualities to it that saves them. Anyway, BFDI 8. I wasn't gonna put that there. Uh, BFDI 8. I'd say it's probably better than Bridge Crossing and Take the Plunge Part 2. Probably because as well, I feel like the characters are better here. You know, like I like how desperate the characters are about the fact that the announcer is kind of making the challenge unfair about like making a rule, and then the other team just immediately says it's not fair. Like I thought that part was interesting, and then Snowball. Like I know I said early in season Snowball is unironically funny, but he's probably um like his appearance is pretty good here, like especially before the challenge starts, like when they're spinning the wheel, and like at that moment when Snowball said, and I quote, if this wheel does not land on me, we are dead. And then it lands on like I don't know who it landed on. I thought it was like maybe Rocky or something. But and then when he just went no for a really long time again. Like personally, I really like it when Snowball does that. I personally find that funny. Um, but yeah, I guess I like BFDI 8. Um, anyway, next we have BFDI 9. Uh, I'd give it a high C. Like it's pretty boring. Like, and I think you can say that a lot about the episodes in C tier, and honestly, to some extent, the episodes that are lower in B tier. But I just feel like, on terms of boring episodes, BFGI 9 is probably like the the worst because I mean I don't really like it. Um, it's kind of interesting because um this is the episode where the team split into three. I'm pretty sure, but yeah, I don't really like BFDI 9. BFDI 10. I'll put it right. I'll put it right here because like I really like that there are three challenges in this. I really think that makes the episode a lot more interesting, and I like that we got to see more of the three teams. I really like the three teams face in BFDI because well we got to like split up the Squashy groups and see how they acted when they aren't around certain characters. I really like that. I really like that about BFDI 9 through 11, and I think that's a redeeming quality of those episodes. Um, Next we have BFDI 11. I think it's called Lofty. Um, Actually, I was thinking of moving it down to C, but I think there's enough redeeming qualities that put it in B tier. Actually, fun fact: this is actually the first BFDI episode I ever watched. So yeah, that's kind of cool too. Um, but yeah, this is actually pretty decent episode. I think it's like out of the first 11 episodes, pretty much middle of the pack. But I don't think it was that bad. I think it definitely could have been better, but I don't think it was that bad. Per- Personally, I really I think I would have preferred like an episode that was maybe a bit longer, but it wasn't that bad. It wasn't that bad. BFBI 12. Uh, this is when the merge started, and personally, I think the merge wasn't that good especially when it first started. But I'd say like out of uh, wait no I no I thought the merge for the most part was good, but I just didn't really like the point system of the merge. Like I would have preferred like if the merge was like didn't have the point system because I think that kind of makes things more interesting and you can kind of like predict who's gonna be uh, up for elimination with the point system. But it's better. But personally, I just really like the merge once the point system was gone. But yeah, that's just what I think about BFGI 12. I mean, I think out of all the episodes that had the point system, this was like one of the best. Not the best because well, there's a certain episode that I personally like more than it. Um, no, that's not foreshadowing, by the way. I promise. But anyway, I thought BFDI 12 was pretty good for the most part. Uh, Next we have BFDI 13. Uh, I'm gonna give it a high C. Like, actually, you know what? I'll move this. I'll move BFDI 1 Part 2 down here, and I'll put BFDI 13 above it. Like, actually, no, I'll put it below it, but I'll still put this in C. I feel like these episodes are good enough to be in B tier, and I think this kind of seems out of place. But BFDI 13, I didn't really like it. I mean, it was decent for what it is, but don't. It's not like one of the episodes I'd first recommend if someone was getting into BFDI. Like the challenge wasn't that interesting, and yeah, I just didn't really like this episode. BFDI 14. Uh, I'd say it's above BFDI 6. Like I really liked the contestants were competing to rejoin, and you can really see how much some of the contestants wanted to join. Like I believe at one point, Pin actually cheated to get back into the game. Like they're not really talkative about it, but that just goes to show how desperate the characters really wanted to come back into the game. Um, Personally, I really would have liked if someone else besides Spongy rejoined, but yeah. Um, for the challenge, I mean the actual challenge in the episode, it wasn't that good, but it wasn't bad enough to be below these. Like, I just think out of the first 14 episodes, it deserves to be right here because of the rejoin challenge. You know, heck, I'll even move it above here. Why not? Lamadako. Uh, I really didn't like this. I'll put it above Lofty, but that's it. Like, um, I don't think it's that good. Actually, I moved Bridge Crossing down here. I don't really think this episode was that good. Like, I like the fact that contestants got to choose what challenge they got to compete in, and honestly, I just really felt like personally in BFDI 14 and 15, I really felt like they were trying to get rid of Penny, you know? Like, they got him out early on into the challenge in BFDI 14, and then like, per- and then, like, got them into the danger zone in BFB uh, 15. But for the most part, it's BFDI 15 is pretty mediocre. Bowling now with explosions. Personally, I really like this episode. I like that the contestants got to like remove points from the others, and I like that everybody besides Fire was up for elimination. It really made things more interesting, you know. Um, but personally, I feel like the point system really should have ended here. They're like, I don't think it should have kept on going for two more episodes. You know, I feel like it felt better to end here. You know. Uh, BFGI 17, the reveal. Uh, I'll put it right here. I'll put it above uh 5 and 11, but I don't think it deserves to go any higher. Actually, I'll put it above Bomandalco. Yeah, yeah, I think that's good. I didn't really like this episode. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. Like, some parts of it were kind of interesting, but overall, this is a pretty average BFBI episode. Reveal in Novum. I think I pronounced it right, but Reveal in Novum. Uh, I'll put it right here. Honestly, like it was a pretty interesting episode. Like introducing David, and like I like that we also got to see more of the eliminated contestants trying to escape in this episode. Personally, I really thought this was a really interesting episode. I'll even put this above 14. Uh, VFB 19 Rescission. Uh, I would say it's better than Bowling now with explosions, but I'll put it right here. Like I thought this episode was pretty decent. Like I like that the point system ended, but I don't think any BFGI episode really deserves to be an A tier. You know, uh, uh, Gardening Hero. I think that's what this episode's called. It's yeah, I think something along the lines of that. Uh, I'll put it right here. yeah, I'll put it right here. It was kind of interesting that we got to see the cast go to space. I mean, I thought that part was pretty cool. Um, yeah, personally, I really like this episode. One redeeming quality that I think BFB 18 through 20 have is like how nice Bubbles is, especially BFB 19 and 20 is how like nice Bubble is trying to be to Leafy to prove to her that she's nice, because in BFB 18 like she wasn't that bad, but she hurt Leafy's feelings, and I like that she's trying to show that she feels bad for it in BFB 19 and 20. I feel like that really helps the episodes overall. But it's BFB 20 is good. Is what I'm trying to say. Uh 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 BF BFB BFDI 21. Uh hmm. I'll put it right here, I guess. Actually, I don't think BFBI 2 deserves to be that high. I mean, it is only the second episode. I'll put it below reveal the reveal. But BFGI 20 BFGI 21, however, uh personally I think this is a pretty good episode if I had to say so myself. I mean, uh like the whole Bubble and Leafy arc kind of like took a break this episode, um, per se. But I like this episode. Uh, um, yeah, I have nothing else to say about it. BFBI 22, Don't Pierce My Flesh. Personally, I'd say out of the first 22 episodes, this is probably the best. Like, um, like I'd say the only like in BFBI, I think I think either this episode or BFBI 2020 21. I One of these two episodes introduced the fiery and far speaker box, and personally I really like these two. Like um I think fiery speaker box is decent, and kind of neutral towards flower speaker box, but I really like their interactions with each other. I really like their rivalry. Actually, I think they were introduced in BFDI 22, and like their rivalry is probably like the most redeeming part of BFDI 22, and like especially considering that it kind of takes a break from the whole Bubble and Leafy arc. I think the whole rivalry between Fiery and Flower Speaker Box is is a pretty good way to substitute that. But BFDI 23, Hurtful, uh, it's a pretty good way to the return back to the Bubble and Leafy arc. Like Bubble feeling that Leafy is helping her too much, and then Leafy like ending the friendship, I guess. Like that's interesting. Like I'd say that's probably like one of the most interesting parts about BFG, the end of BFGI. Like once we're getting towards the finale, but yeah, I'd say Hurtful is pretty good. But Insectophobes Nightmare, that was a huge letdown from uh episode 23. Like literally, like the majority of this episode is just filler. Like it was just like the cast getting chased by bugs, and then like I really did not like the whole David elimination scene, and then like another good chunk of the episode was just like the previous eliminations. Like personally, I really could have done. I really think they could have done more of this episode. It's kind of interesting to see like the end of the whole Bubble and Leafy arc that they had going on. But that's probably the only good part of this episode. Like I really did not like it. Um, Now we have the final episode that we're going to rank on this list, BFDI 25, and I'm actually gonna put this pretty high up. Like, I know, like, if we add this to like previous seasons, it's not like the finale isn't that good, but but it's on its own thing. Like, as its own thing, if we don't take into account things in previous seasons, this is probably like pretty good. I don't think it's the best episode of season one, but it's high up there. I'll put it right here. I'll put it right here, above episode 22. Um, Personally, I think the finale is pretty decent. Like, it's thinking of it as its own thing. It's a pretty decent way to end off uh, season one. And personally, I really would have enjoyed BFDI a lot more if it only had one season. This is the way they ended it off. Like, personally, BFDI as its own thing. Like, no, I'm talking about season one of BFDI. Like, we're not taking account any of the other episodes. BFDI as its own thing. It's a pretty good series, and personally, I really like it. If it and personally, if this was like if BFDI 25 was like the last episode we got to see BFDI characters, personally, I think it would be a really good way to end off the series. If I'm gonna be completely honest, but hey, that's just what I think. Um, but yeah, that's my tier list on like the first 26 episodes of BFDI through Teapot. In part two, I will be rating BFDI A1 through BFB 16, and yeah, all I have to say is stay tuned for the next part, and yeah, see you guys next time.